This is the BGM Kwaiken. It's a custom knife made by a young gentleman named John Miller. He was on the show recently, and I've been keeping an eye on him on Instagram. He's been making amazing fixed blade EDC knives. And one of the great things about BGM Knives and John Miller is that when you go to his website, he's got a number of different models. Incidentally, he also will work on custom models with customers, but he's got a number of models and you can get it exactly how you want it. You can get it chisel ground, you can get a double bevel, you can get hollow ground as I opted for here. You can get flat ground. He has a number of steels to choose from. This is 3V. There's his maker's mark. You can get it with cord wrap handles. You can get it with micarta, G10. You know, really, you can get your knife however you want it from this guy. He's very accommodating, and his prices right now, being at the dawn of his career, are pretty darn reasonable. So maybe you should jump on it if you want a custom-made knife. So after he came on the podcast, I reached out to him and asked for this Kwaiken model, and I'm going to be 100% honest here. I think I might have to hit him back up a few times before he blows up and his prices go up, because I'm really happy with this EDC fixed blade. A Kwaiken, it's a bit of a clip point Kwaiken here, and I just love this design. This is really good for, also he makes a great sheath. This is really good for EDC, fixed blade carry, if that's your thing. And it is my thing. I put an ulti clip on there and it just rides in the, right about at 3 o'clock on my hip in the waistband. And if I need it, I just grab it like this, ready for action, and then of course I end up turning it around and cutting my bagel with it. But this thing, well, he did a great job on it, and it did not take long. I think I got on his books, and then 2 months later he was working on it, and boom, here it is. I know you're looking at this garish handle. He did one like this for someone else. I saw it on Instagram. And I've been into the cord wrap lately, as you know, but I love purple, and I loved it with this toxic zombie green underneath it. So this is how I ordered it. And since getting it, I still love it, but now I'm looking at some of the other cord combinations he's done. And also, I mean, his handle work on with G10 and micarta is also beautiful. But this is nice and low profile, nice and thin to wear in the waistband, to carry around all the time. And this has been my EDC fixed blade for the week since I've gotten it. I opted for 3V, which is one of his more premium offerings in terms of steel. And I figured with the prices he charges right now, why not go for the premium? And I did. And I asked for hollow ground, double bevel hollow ground, and look at how thin that is. I can't tell if it's perceptible. I'm not sure if you can tell, but it comes to an extremely thin behind the edge. And it's just, this is one of those knives that's just pleasing to do this and to feel how thin it gets. There is a lot of mileage here, especially look at this very deep sharpening choil. You could keep sharpening this really, I mean, up to almost the top of that sharpening choil. And with how thin it is behind the edge, you'll still have a very, very decent cutting edge, even if you use this thing your whole life and you end up sharpening it all the way up to there. I say your whole life because I use knives so lightly that it doesn't require too much. They don't require too much sharpening, and certainly they don't require too much reprofiling through sharpening. So a great knife, BGM Knives on Instagram, check them out. Something I like are like, these are completely 100% handmade in his shop, cut out by him on bandsaw, and then, you know, heat treated and ground and everything in his shop. And I like that it's got some of the remnants of the process here. You can choose finishes. I just kind of went with this sort of, I just wanted the grind to be the finish here. And there's this little stain, and over on this side there's this little action happening here, and it just lends itself to its handmadeness. This is one of my few 3V steel blades, but I like it so far. I have it on, I have 3V on a Bark River made Blackjack Model 17. I never use that knife, so it's hard to tell how good it is, but you know, I know that it's very, very tough steel, and this is going to be my real test bed for that steel, because you know, riding with me all the time in my waistband, it's going to get used a bit. It's already been used a bit, you know, on the light kind of things I use it for. I use knives for, but I'm very excited to have a custom-made knife by him, and now I'm already eyeing up the others in his catalog. So you can see this is 1, 2, 3, and almost a half. I guess it's about 3.5 inch blade. And overall, it's 1. I'm so terrible with this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 3/4 inches long. Very nice length. Let me show you what. Excuse me. It's early morning and I'm sipping coffee, so you'll have to excuse me. Here it is with a Spyderco Paramilitary 2. Just to give you an idea, it is a small knife overall, but it doesn't have a small feel. I mean, you have it in hand and you have a lot to work with here. Oh, by the way, this cord wrapping is hardened with some sort of epoxy or something, and it's really stout and very, very grippy. Not grippy in a tacky way, but grippy in a tactile way, you know. It's so nicely hardened that when it's in the sheath, I mean, you can hear this. It really snaps in there. It feels like solid plastic. So sometimes I worry with cord wrapping that it's going to somehow come undone, but I mean, people know what they're doing, and John definitely knows what he's doing with the cord wrap, and I don't know, I like it. What do you think of the coloration? Is it too garish for you? Do you think I went overboard? Well, you're wrong. Just kidding. Okay, so there it is with the Paramilitary 2. Just for size comparison, it's about the same length in the blade, but of course longer in the handle. Never been completely satisfied with the Paramilitary 2 in terms of its looks. It's a great working knife. It feels great in hand and everything, but blade to handle ratio, a little bit off, gotta say. That's just me being shallow, you know. Here it is with a Alex Steingraber, or Steingraber Performance Knives Sasquatch. This is an awesome fixed blade knife, EDC fixed blade knife. And I know it's a utility knife, but in this grip, if you needed it to fight a bear or something like that, to escape from a nasty situation, this would do just fine because of how beautifully he grinds this. And not for nothing, that's really, I think that's John Miller's unique selling proposition, is his grinding is just awesome. It's really good. He's a young and talented guy, and I only see him going up from here. So again, like I said, get on that train while you can afford it, and while he's not overbooked, you know, for years out. Here it is with the Kramer Custom Knives Voodoo. Look, it's about the exact same length. That's pretty cool. This is the first time I'm looking at them together like this. Same length, obviously, different profile, different footprint here. Couple more comparisons. Here it is with another one I love to carry. It's an easy daily carry. This is the Rapid Strike from Tops. It's a carry made easier once you grind off the pointy end. I ground off the pointy end and ground off a little bit more and rounded it off just so it wouldn't jab in my ribs when carrying it. These all get carried in the 3 o'clock position in the waistband. And then lastly, certainly not least, is the Street Bowie from Fred Perrin and Spyderco. Man, I called the younger brother of this one the Street Beat Bowie, and someone tore into me. They said, "Ugh, it's not the Street Beat Bowie, it's the Street Beat." I'm like, okay, sorry, man. So I'm trying to get it right here. This is the Street Bowie. I'm sure you'll correct me if I'm wrong, if you haven't given up on me. Also a great knife, also a great EDC knife, but approaching the large for carrying in the way I like to carry it. So this is about the biggest I get with the 3 o'clock in the waistband EDC carry. Something I really like about this BGM John Miller made Kwaiken is that it cuts so nicely. And I'm just coming back to that hollow grind and the really excellent edge you put on it. And also, if you look at this edge, it's like perfectly uniform on both sides. You did a really great job of sharpening this sucker. Also, it makes a cool sound without having the big slabs of micarta or G10 on both sides. You can kind of hear the metal of it. And yeah, we don't think of fixed blade knives as making a sound, but this one kind of does, and I really like it. So check him out, BGM Knives. He's got some other less tactical looking designs, a lot of utility there. And then he's done some custom collaborations with customers and turned them into new models. There's one that is a sort of self-defense-y Warncliffe looking thing that I think I'll be hitting him up for next. Alrighty, people. Thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day.